Hello, my name is Beck and welcome to a book haul. This is kind of a massive book haul because I went away to Japan for 3 weeks, so that includes the books that I received from publishers while I was away, and it also includes a few books that I pre-ordered or ordered online, as well as 2 subscription boxes, so I can't wait to open all of these up and show you. Let's get into it. So first of all, you might notice that all of the boxes are kind of opened already, and I didn't actually open them and look inside, but I did cut them open so that it was really easy for me to unbox them on camera without struggling too much. So the first box that I have is actually a black milk package. It is kind of relevant to this video, so I'll open it up and show you what's inside because I'm very excited. It's got a llama sticker. That's so cute. So I wasn't actually going to buy this because it was quite expensive and I'm very broke as a result now, but it is the invisibility cloak kimono from Black Milk, so I'm going to wear it for this video. So now actually getting into the books, the first couple of books that I received and bought before I ended up leaving for Japan, so those are already open. The first one I got from a friend because it was slightly damaged but you can barely notice, and it is The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. I loved The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and I've seen mixed reviews about this one, so I'm trying not to get too excited before I jump into it because I don't want to be disappointed. This follows Felicity and she wants to learn medicine, but in this time period women aren't allowed to be learned, so it's about her quest to find a way to get the education that she wants, and obviously judging by the title it includes pirates, so I'm pretty excited to get into this. I've heard the audiobook isn't as great, so when I do pick this up it will probably be this hardcover as a physical copy, so as a result I probably won't pick this up very soon, but it's definitely going on my shelf and I'll probably pick it up sometime next year, but I'm not in any rush to get to this one. The next few books are the Chaos Walking series by Patrick Ness, and the first one I actually read in around January and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, but the other 2 didn't quite meet my expectations, but I will be talking about these in a wrap up. But these are the 10th anniversary editions I think, and they're lovely and stained black and I kind of love them. The next book was kindly sent to me by Ellen and Unwin because I requested it and it arrived just before I left, but I didn't have enough room in my suitcase to bring it with me, and it is Undying by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is basically Indiana Jones set in space, and I can't really say much about this book because obviously it's the second in a series and it's actually a duology, so it's the final book as well. It did take me a while to get into the first book, Unearthed. It took me like the last third to get really invested, but once I read that last line it kind of punched me in the gut and I can't wait to read this as well. Okay, so now on to the packages that I haven't opened yet. So this one is from Bloomsbury and I believe these are 2 advanced reading copies. The first one is Imprison the Sky, and I actually read the first book, I think it's called Reign the Earth, last year, and I gave it about a 3 out of 5 stars. This is an elemental young adult fantasy book and I don't know if I'm going to be continuing on with the series, but I might pick it up, we'll see. I will leave a link in the description for the review that I wrote on the first book. So it looks like I have 2 more books in here even though I thought there was only 1. The other book that I got from Bloomsbury is called Watch Us Rise, and it says that it's an anthem about raising your voice. So judging from the 2 characters on the cover, it might tackle the topic of racism, but I honestly haven't heard about this book before even though it looks really stunning. It also came with this cute little notebook. These next 3 packages are all from Hachette Australia. This is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I have already read this book because I was lucky enough to trade for an advanced reading copy before the release date, but I absolutely adored this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's a young adult sci-fi series following the hot-headed 16-year-old named Spencer, and she wants to become a pilot, but previously her father, who was a pilot, abandoned his fleet and he was labelled a coward, and so she's had to kind of fight against that coward label her whole life, and so it's about her tackling that label, growing as a character and making all these relationships in this book, which sounds kind of generic, but I can't really tell you the details of the plot without spoiling the trajectory of the character for you, so just pick this up. It's a wild ride. It totally surprised me and I loved it to death. I did not expect that I would be receiving this at all because I didn't even request it, but I got an advanced reading copy of Girls of Paper and Fire. I believe this is out already, but it's a young adult fantasy book with a female-female romance in it, and I don't really know much more than that. I know it has dark themes in it, and there is a scene of animal cruelty at the very beginning. I've heard that it's quite brutal and interesting, and I am very interested in picking this up. It's so pretty. Ta-da! This book is another advanced reading copy and it's called Izzy and Tristan, and it actually comes out in March 2019. The front says this is a story about love, the oldest thing in the world, and I'm not usually into young adult contemporary romance books, but I might give this a try. It does come out in March, so I do have time to read it, but it's not usually something that I'd gravitate towards. It's so hot wearing this. Next up I have the November Fae Crate box, and I believe the theme for this was stargazers, and I know what book it is and that's why I ordered the entire box, so hopefully I like the items as well because I'm a little bit fussy when it comes to subscription boxes. Ooh. I'm gonna try and hold this up for as long as I can, but I can't guarantee it will be held up for the entire unboxing. So first we have the spoiler card with the pretty artwork on it for the Stargazers box. I think this is a Strange the Dreamer shirt by Laini Taylor. Next we have another cloth-like item. It's a scarf. This is lovely, but I don't actually know what it's from. I'll have to check the spoiler card after I finish unboxing this, and I'll probably put it on the screen if I remember. Next is a battered little box, and it might be a candle. It is not a candle. Oh, it looks like a charger or something. It says a whole sky of different stars. Oh, cool. We've got, this is gonna spoil the book that's in here, but we've got a pilot pin from Skyward, which is really awesome. I didn't think I'd be getting one of these. We also have these headphone things. Oh, they've got cute treble clefs on them for music. That's awesome. Next, it looks like we have a card that might be Illuminae related, or maybe Gemina, because I believe that's Hannah in the picture, but maybe I'm wrong. I am probably completely wrong. I believe Hannah has pink hair, so no idea who this is. We have this cute art print, which is also a letter from Fae Crate. And of course we had the signed book plate, as well as the hardcover of Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, and this is the US cover. We also have this Skyward pillowcase. We also have this quote wall hanging, I think it is. It's a little bit bent from being in a box so long because I let this sit at home when I was waiting to film this unboxing. But it says that let them see my weakness and let them see me overcome it. So yeah, that was everything that was in the Fae Crate box. I think I did like this box, but some of the items I probably won't use. I do like the scarf a lot, so I'll have to go back and check to see which fandoms each item belongs with. Next we have the November Fairyloot, and I've forgotten the theme, so I'm gonna have to open the box and tell you. The theme is battles and galaxies, and if you can't guess what book this is as well, then I feel like you're missing a theme with the books I like. This box actually smells really nice, so I feel like there's a candle in here. I was wrong, it's a galaxy bath bomb. It says that this is cruelty-free and vegan-friendly, and it's called Starburst scent. It smells kind of fruity. Okay, one of the reasons that I ordered this box is that there was a Red Rising item, but I'm a little bit disappointed by it. It's an iron-on patch from Red Rising. It says, I am the Reaper and death is my shadow. This is cute. We also have a little Christmas ornament that we can hang on our Christmas tree. I don't know what this is. It might be a passport cover or something, but it's got beautiful line work on it. I'm gonna have to check the spoiler card because I have no idea what this is. It has Reach for the Stars on it, so I think it's Skyward related, but I genuinely have no idea what this item is or what it's for. Okay, Davis said that these might be straws and they're metal, so you can reuse them by cleaning them with this brush. I, for some reason, when I heard them clink, thought that they were chopsticks, and then I got very confused. But I think they're more likely to be straws. We also have these coasters as well. There are so many items in this box. Oh, these are really pretty. So the first one is a quote from Marissa Meyer from the book Scarlet in the Lunar Chronicles. I don't know if they're all the same or all different. I think they're all different. This next one is from Cress by Marissa Meyer. This third one is from Cinder, the first book. And then this one is from Winter as well. These are probably some of my favourite items from a subscription box. I really love these. The next thing seems to be a cloth item, and that makes me really wary because I don't really use pillowcase covers, but we'll see what it is. This quote is from Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And finally we have the book. Oh, look at that. Not the colour I was expecting. So we have the pretty artwork, which I expect has a letter from the author on the back. We have the Fairy Scoop, which is like a little magazine for Fairyloot. We also have the bookmark that I forgot to mention, as well as this little print here. I think it's for an ebook. But yeah, I expected this to be signed, but it's not. But I think the exclusivity was because of the stained pages, which I really like anyway. And you might have noticed that I have gained a lot of copies of Skyward, but no regrets. Okay, so I promise we're on to the last few books now, and you're not going to be surprised at the next one that I have to show you. It is my pre-order copy of Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, and this is also the hardcover. And it doesn't have the yellow pages like Fairyloot. I also wasn't sure if I was getting this next book because I did request it before I left for Japan, but then I didn't get a confirmation or a reply or anything. But sure enough, when I'd been back for a few days, this turned up in my mailbox, and then I picked it up and I read it and I loved it and I finished it in 2 days. And it is Soulbinder by Sebastian de Castell. This is the 4th book in his Spellslinger series, and it follows Kellen when he kind of gets separated from his friends. Can't really say why or what he does next, but this is really an exploration into what it is to be alone, and the way that Kellen is built in this story just made me cry so much, but it made me laugh as well, and I just loved it so much, and I can't wait to reread all of these books. This next book is actually a comic and I found it in Japan of all places, and it is an English version of Deadpool, and this is volume 1. I have no idea what this follows or what Deadpool is up to, but I saw it, it was in English in a Japanese bookstore and I couldn't resist and I ended up buying it. In a similar vein, I also bought Bleach Volume 1 in a bookstore in Japan, and this is actually a Japanese version, but this manga series is one that I started when I was in my early teens. I feel like I was about 14 and I got absolutely obsessed with it. This is about Shinigami, who are soul reapers in the real world, and they basically stop demons from attacking people, and I got so obsessed with this anime and this manga series, and so when I saw the Japanese version I was feeling a bit nostalgic, so I thought I'd grab it and add it to my collection. And we are on to the last book in this haul, and it is actually something that I bought from Book Depository. It's actually another manga, who was surprised, but this is by the same author who wrote Fairy Tail, and I just saw this sitting on a shelf in Japanese and I got obsessed with the cover, so I went and googled it and I ended up ordering it on Book Depository. It seems like another kind of fantasy sci-fi manga, and I've been searching for kind of a new manga that I can sink my teeth into that is fantasy based, so I can't wait to add this to my reading pile and tell you what I think about it in a wrap up. But that is all the books that I hauled while I was both away and before and after I got back and I left. There was a lot of books here and I have a lot of mess surrounding me now. I would hold all of these up to show you, but you've seen them throughout the video and I'm very tired. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to check out some other book hauls, I'll link some in the description below. I can't wait to chat to you in the comments, but for now I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!